There is a popular belief and saying among the modern Igbo that claims that our ancestors were evil and that they worshipped idols and demons. Now, this narrative, which started around the 1840s and 1850s by the Christian missionaries and their converts, accuses Ndi Ìgbò of practicing an evil tradition and spirituality, which involved worshipping and keeping of covenants with idols and demons. Now, till this very day, these false narratives that stem from a misunderstanding of the Igbo worldview and cosmology has continued to wax strong in the modern Igbo society, with Igbo Christians and other outsiders championing and sponsoring all malicious lies against the Igbo belief system. But the question is, did our ancestors worship demons and idols? The answer is a big no, they did not. It's Chuka and I'd like to welcome you to another interesting episode of Voice of the Sun. Today we will be dispelling the lies and propaganda which have been told against the Igbo belief system, which claims that we worship idols and demons, and that our spirituality, Omenana Odinana, is bad, while others are good. Now let us start by discussing prayers in the Igbo belief system, which is Mmụọ. Now, the foundation of prayer and the totality of our practice in Igbo belief system, our spirituality and our cosmology, is what we Ndi Ìgbò refer to as Mmụọ. Now, when referring to an Igbo person who practices Odinana and Omenana as a combination of the spirituality and traditions, we call such persons Onye Mmụọ, meaning one who communes with the divine spirit or with divinity. Now, in essence, Onye Mmụọ is one who is at peace and accordance with all of creation around him or her and within him or her. It is one whose spiritual practices allows to commune, which is ego, with Okike, which is the totality of creation. Now, from the understanding and practice of Mmụọ in Igbo Odinana, there is no room whatsoever or place for worship in Igbo cosmology. A true Onye Mmụọ does not worship any deity or spirit, not even Chukwu, whom the modern Igbo perceive or believe to be the same as the Bible God. The ancient Igbo did not have a place for worshipping or for bowing down in total surrender to any Agbara, Mmụọ, or Alose. They didn't even have a definition or practice for the worship of Chukwu, the Creator, because to them, there was no face or image of a creator. So to our ancestors, Okike was the creator and Okike was creation itself. So when an Onye Mmụọ sits in front of his Mmụọ, which is his shrine, with effigies, which is carved images, and figurines, which represent his chi, his awu, Ndi Ìgbò, and Mmụọ, he or she sits with all authority and communes with these spirits, asking them to continue to assist him in his or her life journey as an extension of Chukwu, Okike, the creation. So, we do not worship, rather, we commune with our Chi, Awu, and Ndi Ìgbò. We first use Nzu to invite these divine spirits that accompanied us into the world, before going ahead to invite them to share an Oji, which is kola nut, with us. If available, we will also use palm wine to pour libations, etumanya, to our ancestors, Ndi Ìgbò, and these various spirits. Now, in all of these rituals which you see an Onye Mmụọ perform in the morning or any time of the day, there is no moment that they are completely powerless and throw themselves down in total worship, of these accompanying spirits. For we are one with them. Only that we are now in mortal bodies and are on earthly journeys, and as such, need the assistance of our Ezumezu, which is the collection of spirit forces that came to the world with us. So, just like the Onye Mmụọ does not worship his Chi, Agwu, and Ndi Ìgbò, he or she does not also worship the 4 major agbara, deities of Okike, which is creation. Now, these 4 major agbaras that represent Okike, which are the pillars of creation, are agbara Anyanwụ, which is the sun, agbara Mmiri, which is the waters, or Oshimiri, agbara Ajana, Moana, which is Mother Earth, and then agbara Ikuku, which is the air and the atmosphere. Now, in these 4 agbara rests the entirety of the Mmụọ that Okike has assigned to help us as humans, or I would say as Ndi Ìgbò, because I'm teaching Igbo spirituality. Now, the real meaning and intent of the Igbo spirituality and traditions are buried in the words. If you want to know what an Igbo man is saying, look at the root word. Now, and as such, when an Onye-Ogor-Mmụọ, one who practices Odinana Omenana, wakes up, he starts his or her day with Igor Oji, Mogo, Igor Ofo. Now, in Igor Oji or Igor Ofo, the descriptive attributes of what we do is Igor, which means commune, or to communicate. And as such, when one takes up his Oji, he calls on his chi and goes on to table his or her needs, desires, and also tables his or her appreciation. Now, a keen observer would notice that there is no kneeling or bowing down when an Onye-Ogor-Mmụọ prays or communes. Rather, the observer sees, what the observer sees is basically a man or a woman speaking boldly into the air or space before him, as if there was someone else, or a group of respectable persons sitting before him or her. Now, this above-mentioned practice can be called a dialogue. Now, a dialogue with the creation and divinity within and around you. This dialogue basically relies on the Igbo belief system of the potency of the spoken word, which means that an Onye-Ogor-Mmụọ has the power to demand, direct, and appeal to or from his chi, Agbo, Ndi Ichie, and all other agbara in existence to work in his or her favor. In this regard, we are smaller gods, Obelechu, with Obelechi connected to the main chi, which is Okike the Creator. Now, in the worldview and cosmology, in the Igbo worldview cosmology, there is no worship of Chukwu Okike itself, which is the Creator. What we have is the same communing with Okike. And this we do by interaction with manifestations of the various forces of nature and creation around us. Now, when we call on Anyanwụ, the sun, Mmiri, water bodies, Mogo Shimiri, Ana, land, and Ikuku, to work in our favor, we do so in reverence and not in fear. There's no fear. We do so with a belief that these agbara, elements and or deities as you might call them, are in existence to serve and help us manifest our destinies and our path in life. And as so, we don't beg and we don't worship. You understand? There's no need to beg. Why do I beg when I am full, half man, half spirit? Now, let us look at the use of carved effigies in Odinana and Omenana Ìgbò, that is, carved woods and images. Now, the Igbo belief system and culture, just like every other belief system or culture of the world, applies the use of carved images, effigies, figurines, and sacramentals. Now, these carved sculptures, often done with specific wood, are only representations of the same agbara, Mmụọ, and Alusi, which we do not worship, like I said earlier. So, the presence of these carved effigies and sculptures in our shrines, just like other religions and spiritualities of the world, is for physical attributes and assigning physical representation to our beliefs, which is basically a human need for us to have physical manifestations of an unseen spirit or deity. And when an Onye-Ogor-Mmụọ pours libation, or drops Oji, kola nut, or throws Nzu at the effigies, the trees, the mounds, of his chi, Agbo, Ndi Ichie, Akwali Omomo, Ajana, Ogugu, Udo, etc. He does not do so with the belief that these deities, spirits, and elementals are all, but he does so with the belief that these deities are all part of Chukwu Okike, the creation, and the Creator, assigned with different powers and attributes to serve us Umadu. He doesn't do them because he needs to worship them. He does that because he sees them as routes to connect to Creator, to the Creator, Okike, Chukwu. Now, and in that belief, an Onye-Ogor-Mmụọ, does not worship any of these spirits or deities, like I said. He communes and makes requests of them. More so, he sends them on errands, not worship. The physical representation of these deities is to remind the human eyes and mind of which agbara, arụsị, mmụọ that is being communicated with. Simple. Now, Igbo deities are not demons. They are not demons. They are a collection of the manifestations of the Creator. So when you say gods or Igbo deities, they are not demons. They are manifestations of the Creator, Okike. And now, when outsiders or Igbo Christians call Odinana and Omenana demon worship, they do so basically out of pure and total ignorance of how we see these things, or how we understand and interact with the forces of creation. Now let us look at Chi, which is primary in Igbo Odinana. Now the Chi, which is the personal spirit guide of every human being, cannot be called evil or demon, since humans, animals, trees, stones, and all of creation all carry Chi within them. They all carry a life force, which is connected to the universal Chi, which is Chukwu, Okike. You can call Okike or the Creator or Chukwu Okike. That is Chi. Now, Agwu, which is an aspect of Chukwu Okike, the Creator and creation, is in charge of wisdom, creativity, intuition, and all knowledge. Agwu, as an aspect of Okike, is very vital in Ordinary Igbo. And when we institute an altar and offer sacrifices to our Agwu, or the Agwu of our Ndi Ìgbò, our fathers, for appreciation and the harnessing of the gifts bestowed upon us, we do so as a ritualistic means of connecting and communing with that aspect of the Creator, Okike, that gives us intuition, wisdom, knowledge, and direction towards our destiny. We do not worship demons. Agwu, as part of Chukwu, is not and cannot be a demon. Agwu, also called the Holy Spirit, cannot be a demon. Now, let's look at Ndi Ìgbò. Ndi Ìgbò, in our veneration of our ancestors, Ndi Ìgbò play a huge role. We pay homage and respect to those who have lived before us, those who have lived noble lives, and now direct and help us from the realm known as Ndi Ìgbò, which is a spiritual realm. So when we pour libations to them and offer sacrifices in remembrance and appreciation of their protection over us, we also appease them and seek forgiveness in places where we have gone wrong, just like children do to their parents. So we do so with the utmost belief that our ancestors are the closest and direct link we have to the Creator, Okike, since we carry their blood. Now, we see our ancestors as the humanly manifested part of Okike, who laid the foundations for our lineages and our bloodline. And so when we pray, we speak to them as a grown-up son would speak to his father and mother. We do not speak in fear or in trembling, neither do we worship them. What we ask of them, we do so with all authority, as we believe it is our right for them to intercede for us and to guide us on our path in life. For they are our ancestors. Now, let us look at Agbara. Now, the Igbo belief in creation, the Creator, Okike, Chukwu Okike, rests on four legs, which are the highest manifestations of Chukwu Okike. They are Anyanwụ, which is the sun, Mmili, which is the water bodies and water, Ikuku, which is the air or the atmosphere, and Ana, Allah, which is Mother Earth. Now, these Agbara can be called the major deities of creation, as nothing on earth can exist without the four of them. And in our belief and spirituality as Ndi Ìgbò, these four Agbara sit at the apex of the elements of nature that we interact with in our communion with Okike, which is creation and the Creator. So let's look at the first Agbara, Anyanwụ. So when Anonyo Gonwo raises his oje and calls on Anyanwụ in thanksgiving or asks for blessings and guidance, he or she does so with the complete belief that his prayers are going to Chukwu Okike, the Creator, through Anyanwụ. And in that same process of Igoji, the Onyogonwo does not worship the sun, but to rather venerate the sun and speaks in authority, in appreciation, and in demand to the sun. In praying to Okike through the sun, we tap the energy and the radiance that the Creator provides us through the sun. Therefore, it will be careless, very, very careless, for anyone to say that Anyanwu the sun is an evil idol or a demon. Do you see where our people miss it? Now, in the Mili, Mobo Shimili, the Mili or Shimili, which are the waters or the water bodies, the rain, the rivers, the lakes, the ocean, they are very vital aspects of the Igbo belief system, of life itself. We say Mili Bondo, which means water is life. And in that regard, we cannot talk of communicating with Okike, the Creator, without appreciating and going through one of the most useful and powerful deities in creation, which is Mmili. Odinana Ìgbò believes that the chi of every Igbo person entered this world through a medium, and that Mmili is one of such mediums. That is where the visitation and veneration of water deities stem from. And through the water deities, we venerate Okike, which is the Creator. Now, these water bodies and the Agbala Nne Mmili Mobo, Agbala Nwanyi Mmili, which are the cosmic mothers that dwells in them, are all part of Okike creation and go ahead to serve us as humans, as Ndi Ìgbò. So, we do not worship the water bodies, but we commune with them as aspects of Okike. When Anonyo Ogomwo takes the water from the river or the stream or the ocean to his or her home and uses them for prayers, it serves the same purpose as the holy water which is used for purification and blessings in other religions, of the world, which they use water. Now, water is life, and as such cannot and should not be termed evil and demonic by anybody because you drink water. All waters of the world are connected in one way or the other. The streams, the rivers flow into the ocean. And if anyone believes that the waters in Igbo land are demonic, then such a person should not drink water ever. For all waters are all the same and are all part of Okike, the Creator, which is creation. So you see, we do not worship demons and idols when we go and visit the water and pray with water. Now, let's look at Ikuku. The act of calling on and venerating Ikuku, which is the air, is communicating with the very essence of life itself. For without the air, Ikuku, none of us would be alive today. I wouldn't be here. You seize my breath for 1 minute, I'm gone. So, when Anonyo Ogomwo calls Ikuku to come and partake in Kola Nut, and calls on all the Ezumezumo, that the spirits that are in the air, and praises Ikuku, he or she invariably praises Okike, the Creator. For Chukwu Okike is made manifest in the highest form through the air we breathe. The air that powers the life of all living things, human, animals, plants. So saying that Ndi Ìgbò worship idols and demons by invoking and communicating and venerating Ikuku as an Agbara, is saying that Chukwu Okike, the Creator, is a demon, an idol, and is evil. You call God evil and a demon. That's what you do, but not know it, because you don't understand what you do. Let's look at Ajana, Mobana, Mobani, Moala, depending on where you come from in Igbo land. The reverence of the Mother Earth, Ane, which is, I would call the Grand Agbara deity upon which we live, and in whose belly our bodies return after we die, is at the apex of the Igbo belief system. Anna, Ane Mobala, carries the blessings, the food, the herbs, the shelter, the water that Okike has provided for us, Madu. And as such, it is paramount in the Igbo belief that we venerate, commune with, and are appreciative of this aspect of Okike. Many Igbo communities have shrines dedicated to communing with Anna as a super deity whose influence in our existence stretches to all corners of our endeavors as a people and as humans. So they have chief priests who are in charge of these shrines and officiate the ceremonies, rituals, and sacrifices of Anna, Animal Bala. And in our practice of Odinana, individuals and households also erect shrines in reverence of and for the purpose of communing with Anna. Now, when Anonyo Ogomwo sits on his stool before the Okummo of Anna, he does so in authority and does not kneel and worship Ana, inasmuch as Ajana, Mother Earth, is all-powerful and has a retributive force to punish people who offend the earth. But we do not kneel, we do not bow. Instead, he or she offers praises and makes requests of Ana, bearing in mind that he or she is speaking with Okike, the creator, or at least an aspect of Chukwu Okike, which is Ana. So you can't say that a man who pours libation to Ana is worshipping demons. If you say he's worshipping demons, you say that aspect is an aspect of God. You say he's worshipping, that means Chukwu is a demon. Do you get? Now, let's look at Alose in Igbo Odinana. The setting up of various Aloses and their use in Igbo Odinana, Omenana, has been one that has raised a lot of controversy, false interpretations, and propaganda in the last 150 years or more. Now, the missionaries who came into Igbo land, without understanding the spirituality and science behind the use of Alose by Ndi Ìgbò, designated them as idols and demons, and went further to say that we worship them. But how can you worship what you brought into existence? How can you worship an energy which you created from spoken word, from your spoken word, and command to do your bidding? How can you worship what you command to do your bidding? You can't. The ancient Igbo did not worship Alose. Until date, we do not worship any Alose. What we do is assign them with spiritual powers and duties, and promise them rewards on the completion of such duties. Now, there are two aspects of Alose in Igbo Odinana. The Alose that occurs naturally and comes forth by the direction of Okike, and the Alose that is created with the special magic or science, or by a dibia or by a group of people, a clan or a family. Now, the first group are the naturally occurring Aloses, which are called, you can also call them Mmụọ, generally. Now, they are mostly residing in trees, in waters, in stones, in rocks, in caves, and other parts of nature. They come with specific powers such as powers for justice, retribution, all-round wealth, remedies, and healings. Examples are Ogu, Udo, Ngu, Akpo, Akwu Ojukwu, you name it. Now, they function as aspects of Okike, the creator, that are meant to serve us, Madu. They are to be sent on errands by Madu and made demands of, and upon completion, they are to receive compensation, payments, and sacrifices. Now, the second groups are the Aloses that are called into existence by the potency and gifts of a dibia, and also the potency of the spoken word of a group of Ndi Ìgbò, a village, a clan, or a family. Now, examples are Odomomo, which is an Alose instituted in the past to help in the abundance of wealth and bearing of offsprings, protection of offsprings and the bearing of offsprings in families. Now, these groups of Aloses, which differ in name and duty from town to town, are subject to us Ndi Ìgbò and are not to be worshipped. Rather, they serve specific purposes that are then thanked for, a job well done, through specific animals and food sacrifices. Right. So, in conclusion, the Igbo belief system is as deep as the oceans and as vast as the earth over itself, for it derives its very essence from nature. Therefore, whoever wants to define or interpret it must do so from the prism of Igbo Odinana and Omenana, which is as old as mankind itself. It is absolutely ridiculous for any group of people to subject the Igbo worldview and belief to false and malicious external narratives, painting the picture of demon worship and association with evil spirits, and this has been the paramount duty of Christianity since its forceful and cunning advent in Igbo land. But we won't get to that today. Now, I must make it abundantly clear that Ndị Ìgbò don't worship idols, because the concept of worshipping Ife, is foreign to Igbo belief and worldview. It was a concept that came with Christianity, like I said. The Igbo man worships nothing, neither man, spirit, nor God. We commune with creation, and this forms the crucible of Odinana. as a superior form of spirituality for our people. We do not worship idols, we do not worship demons, we do not bow down to anything living or dead. We have power within ourselves to command things to come into existence. And so when we commune with the spirits that followed us into this world, and what we do is, if I na bo e gommo, onyo gommo na gommo, chuku bu mmụọ. That is why we say chuku bu mmụọ. Nobody has seen God. Nobody has seen chuku bu mmụọ. So, with this, I come to the end of this particular episode of Voice of the Sun. Wherever you find this video, please do contribute. Please tell us your opinion about this particular topic on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. And then join us in the conversation about reclaiming the Igbo identity and telling the truth about our culture and our traditions. Till I come your way again, remember my humble self, Chukandaneso. Amen.